Greetings from Salty Bitten Adventures. I'm Mackenzie, and this is Hannah. Join us on our year-long adventure as we cruise America's Great Loop on our Ranger tug. All right, good afternoon. Today is October 22nd, which is a Wednesday. We got to the marina that we're staying at, which is Tellico Marina, this Monday, so that was the 20th of October. And we are as far upbound on the Tennessee River as we intended to go, so we're not actually going all the way to Knoxville. Technically, we got on the Little Tennessee River and headed to Tellico Marina, which is just off of Tellico Lake. This marina is located 2.3 miles from the race start for Hannon's 50K, which is taking place this Saturday.
Oh, and now Mackenzie's racing too. There's a new 25K ruck run, and so she decided to do that because, you know, we don't want to get too soft while we're on this boating adventure. Yeah, so now we're both into it, which is great. And it's literally like they bus you to the race start. It's a one-way, so point to point. So they drop you off at the northern terminus. And then like I'll start running and they drive her halfway, the folks that are doing the ruck run, and then everybody ends up back at the finish, which is 2 miles from here. So like it couldn't be any better.
No, it's
it's ridiculous from like a logistics standpoint.
And our wonderful friends Jay and Misty delivered our truck to us. So we have our Tacoma that is co-located here because once we're done with the race, we're actually driving back to our house in western North Carolina, a town called Old Fort, which is about 40 minutes east of Asheville and about 3 hours away from where we're at right now. And we're going to stay at the house for about 10 days. It's been probably 5 months now since we've been to the house because we spent a good amount of time in Louisiana / mainly Michigan. And then we started our loop journey. And this is the closest we will be physically to our home without having to drive over 4 hours essentially.
Yeah, and it's we are at 1,500 miles. So we have 1,500 on the loop. You know, a big part of that is this journey up the Tennessee River, which is somewhere between 350 and 380 miles.
One way
from where you would make the turn to go onto the Tombigbee River. So we just kept going up Tennessee, cleared Loudon Dam, which forms Loudon Lake, which goes to Knoxville, and then Tellico Lake to the south, which is where we are, which is very pretty here.
Yeah, it's very nice. The weather's big front came through and the weather has dropped significantly. Highs are in the upper 60s, lows are in the low 40s. I think they might dip into the 30s coming up. But that's been good for sleeping and good for puppies. And we don't have to really run our heat at night. We just turn the heat on in the morning because we're a little chilled from getting up.
Yeah, the boat definitely, right now anyway, probably because the water temperature is warm, it responds really quickly with the heater. Turn the heater on in the morning, like we've been.
It's like an hour. And
yeah,
we'll
we'll wake up at, like it's been between 50 and 54. When we wake up in the boat, you flip it on and it's 70 within like 20 minutes. I mean, it is so fast.
Yeah, and we're only running it for like an hour total.
Yeah.
So
it's
been nice. It's been very nice. Well, today we're going to have a discussion about gear. So items that we have deemed essential to our Great Loop journey and also items that we would consider luxury items. That's kind of a hiking / through hiking term, but they're items that, you know, are going to take up space on your boat, but you'd really rather have them than not have them. So we're going to go into that. The first item is really what we would call, do you have a comfy space? So a friend of ours, Mary, who's from Michigan and doing the Great Loop also, she asked that question. She's like, you know, your boat's pretty small. Do you guys have a comfy space? Do you have an area where you can relax? You can read a book, you can play on your iPhone, on your iPad, watch TV, and we don't have a designated like chair, right? A lot of these bigger boats have recliners. We don't have recliners, so we spend a good amount of time on our bed, but what we do use are these pillow things that you find at Walmart.
Or other places.
or other places, but we got ours at Walmart. This is Hannon's, it's jet black, and mine's a pretty snow color. It looks like a snow owl. But what's really neat is we put these in the corners of our berth. So all the way up into the front of the V or on the right or left sides, and they work brilliantly. They're pretty thick. And like our heads don't hit the sides. It's very relaxing. I would say it's a very comfortable item and they cost like less than $20.
Yeah, I mean, the I've never been one to watch TV in bed or like relax in bed. That's never been the way that I've lived. But on this boat, that has become the space. It's almost like, because it's this, it's narrow in the front and it goes really wide towards where your feet are. It becomes kind of a lounge space, if you will. And these are like the throws, the pillows, and that's where we watch TV. We'll eat there sometimes, and it's very dark when you want it to be back there too. You can basically black out everything, or if you have the hatch open on the top, it has great breeze in there, and it's definitely the most comfortable space on the boat.
I agree.
We do not use the dinette much.
Really, just for eating.
Okay, yeah, for eating.
Yeah, in the morning sometimes hang out there, but
yeah, and it's kind of become like you could fit 4 people on the dinette, but we've kind of used the outside part of both of the seats for storage, and that's because like where we keep our dry goods and stuff like that. And so that's not how we've used the boat space wise to relax. It's the bed, which becomes like a chase lounge, I guess is what I would say.
Yep. I would categorize that as a luxury item. It's not needed, but I'd rather have it than not have it.
And that space back there also we have a custom 3-inch memory foam mattress pad. So companies make those mattress pads for boats, like for specifically for this Ranger tug, that fits there, that goes in. So that's part of that comfortable space.
Mm-hmm. All right, next thing we're going to talk about is the Roku. So we have a little Roku. They're very cheap. You can also get them on from Walmart or on Amazon. All you do is you put a little bit of sticky Velcro, and we've pretty much stuck it on top of our TV. And then there's a cord that goes to a USB port on the back of the TV, and then a regular power cord that plugs in. And that allows our little Jensen TV, which is not a smart TV, to become a smart TV. I don't want to insult anyone's intelligence as far as smart TVs versus not smart TVs, but these boats aren't equipped with smart TVs, and Roku is an awesome device that you can plug and play. Essentially, it is portable. So if you're on the Great Loop and you want to go hang out with family, you can bring your Roku and you can plug it into your TV in your bedroom, and it's going to keep all of that saved data, all of your login information, for your Netflix account, for your Amazon Prime, YouTube TV, that type of stuff. And it's been super easy. We, as far as internet is concerned, have relied on AT&T hotspot data plus Marina Wi-Fi. So we upgraded my cell phone plan to 50 gigabytes of hotspot data. Your iPad has 30, and we've had Marina Wi-Fi.
What are you paying for the extra 50? Do you remember?
I think it's like an extra $10 or $15. Yeah, so it's not that much, which is why we didn't do Starlink. However, we can only get through about 2/3 of the month with our hotspot data.
Well, now football season, it's not even half.
Yeah, so it's not even half.
Quite honestly, the fall has hurt us.
Yeah.
Although, I'd rather not watch LSU at this point. So really, we might be able to save money. But that was the plan, and so, and Marina Wi-Fi is hit or miss. It depends on how close you are to the office.
Like, it's really good right here.
Yeah, because we're literally, you could see where we're at. It's kind of neat. The restaurant here at this marina is closed, and so they have us parked basically next to the restaurant, but it's this giant patio and it's right next to the office. So like here, we haven't had any problems, but sometimes you'll be way off and or there's a lot of people using it and it's not reliable. I'd say 50-50.
It's 50-50. Yeah. So we have decided to invest in the Starlink Roam, which is the minier version. I believe it's the 3rd generation of their little platform, and they have it on sale right now. So typically it was quite expensive. I think it was $499. It is now on sale for $299, which is probably an indicator that they're going to do an upgrade in the next 6 months or so. But that's okay. That was enough of a price savings for us to go ahead and pull the trigger. And there's a couple plans that they offer. They offer a 50 gigabyte plan, which we've already proven is not enough. So more than likely we will go with the unlimited plan, which is $165 a month. However, we are also justifying that expense because when we get back to our house in North Carolina, we are going to completely shut down our internet provider there, and we will adopt Starlink as our internet provider for our home, but also for our travels.
Yeah, so it's more, but it's definitely more flexible. And I would say,
You can turn it on and off.
golly, I would say, yeah, that's true. If of the 30 or 30, let's say it's probably more, but let's say there's 30 loopers that we've interacted with in this first 6 weeks, 30 looper boats, 28 of them have Starlink. I mean, we are absolutely the outliers in not having it. We tried the cheap route and we ran it for a little bit, and now we're like, yep, that's a luxury that we want.
Yes.
That we have justified.
Yep. The hotspots work, but we're running out, and then I don't know. Just figure might as well do the upgrade, because in the future too, like at least you have this piece of equipment that you can then, like if we sell the boat and we get a trailer or something like that, we can then take this Starlink into the middle of nowhere and be able to watch our football games from the wilderness. So
and I think Bahamas, Canada, when we get especially like up into the country, into the Shield, fishes are jumping. Fish are jumping. That it'll be there. There's value there. Yeah. So anyway, that's our experiment. That's how we justified it, and we held off for a while. And we were definitely one of very few that do not have Starlink on the loop.
I would say the Roku is an essential item. It doesn't have to be Roku. It could be, a competitor. But to be able to turn your little Jensen TV into a smart TV in this day and age would be essential.
Well, I think internet, connectivity is probably the essential part,
yeah.
Whatever that may be. And you're only going to have, you got 50-50 connectivity if you're going to just rely on marina Wi-Fi. And when you're anchoring out, I mean, what do you do then? So Roku, I don't know. Nice to have. Essential for us, but maybe
for some people it might not be essential. But for us, if you like to watch sports or your favorite stream TV shows, then I would say it's essential, because the boat is not equipped with a smart TV, and you need some capability to turn it into one, essentially.
Yeah.
All right. Next thing we're going to talk about. It sounds simple, but it's a shower caddy. All right. So this little caddy, we keep all of our shower stuff in, and it sits right on the little shelf in our bathroom. And what's nice is the few times that we do use our wet head, which has probably been 2 or 3 times each so far on the trip, all of our stuff's right there. But the majority of the time, 90 to 95% of the time, we're using the marina showers. So it's nice to be able to just walk into your bathroom, grab the shower caddy, and just head on out. So when I'm done showering, I come back to the boat, I set it outside, it dries out a little bit, and then if Hannon's showering, he just grabs it and goes and showers also. It's very easy. At this point, I would consider it essential, not luxury, because you have to carry your stuff in something if you're going to be using the marina bathrooms, and this has been a very easy way to do it. It's a Vera Bradley product that I got at an outlet in Destin, so that's what that one is. But it works very well. All right, next thing, electric fans. All right, it's got this nice clip on it. It's got a, what one's this, USB-C? Yeah, it's got a USB-C charger, which is what all of your iPhone products use and the majority of electronic products use for charging. And we own 2 of them. We got them from Amazon. The brand is Gaiatop, G-A-I-A-T-O-P, and it's in a nice army drab olive color. It's really nice because we typically are not using our AC when we're underway. So when we pull up to a lock and we have a 2-hour wait, we typically don't turn our AC on. Some people might, but what is nice is to be able to break out some of those electric fans. They don't do any real draw on the battery. We put them down in the bedroom in the berth. We put them up by the helm. And we also put one in Loki's den so that he doesn't overheat.
Yeah, that's interesting. I was thinking about that. Running the AC. We met some folks who were just talking about that recently. That run their AC when they're underway. They may drive from the flybridge, but if there's their spouses downstairs, they may run it. I think because we go fast, when we have the windows open or we'll have that forward hatch open, it really forces air through the boat, and it is not uncomfortable. It has not been uncomfortable underway at all. When you stop, it can...
Sometimes the sun, if it's at a particular angle, might be a little warm, but in general, it's been fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But when you stop, those fans are valuable for us and for Loki. That's why we got 2 of them. One for the beast.
All right, next thing we're going to talk about, are some kitchen items. I'd like Hannon to discuss this one.
So, my mother-in-law sent me, she texted me, she said like, would you like this for your boat? And it was a picture of a toaster. And I'm like, absolutely not. I don't want a toaster on the boat. That seems ridiculous. And then the first time we took the boat out on like a week-long trip, like the first day I was like, golly, I really want toast. And so I told her and she got it immediately. This thing is cool. So it's like,
It's super skinny.
yeah, so it's super skinny and it fits inside of our little pantry drawer, no problem. It doesn't draw much energy, and you can fit like 2 full-size pieces of toast in it this way.
Giant slot.
You know, or like a big, you know, some you get that sourdough that's real long, and it never fits in your toaster. Well, it fits in this one. Like this thing is great. This is Bella.
Yep.
I don't remember how much it was because I didn't pay for it because Miss Debbie got it for us. But it is awesome.
We use it almost every day.
This will go in a trailer. This is going to be, I hope it lasts.
We're going to own it for a while.
It's in a lot. I never saw that one coming. There you go.
Goodness.
That's my,
Is this essential or luxury?
man, I hate to say it, that it's luxury. It is luxury, but I'm not giving it up. And it matches our other luxury item that we're not giving up.
And that's
color-wise.
our Nomad tactical crock pot. We've shown this in a previous video, but what's really neat is the handle operates as the locking mechanism. So you can either pull it back or forward, and then you just flip it up, right? And it works like a standard crock pot, right? It's off, warm, low, and high. But the inside is very lightweight. You know, typical crock pots at the house that have the glass container, the actual like heating, like the thing that you put all the food in is very heavy. This one is not. Let me pause it.
All right, sorry, we were, Loki all of a sudden like perked up around the corner and there was a guy coming to do a service call at the restaurant here. He was like running away.
He's like, I need to call someone.
Loki's he's like the best dog, but like this dude just turned the corner and saw this giant all black German Shepherd and he was leaving.
Anyway, yes, so the crock pot works really well. We have done 4 meals on it. We've done chuck roast, beef stew, spaghetti and meatballs, and chicken chili. But the other really nice function is we put 3 or 4 chicken breasts in with some water, and we do shredded chicken as a supplement for Loki's food. So as he's gotten older, really his whole life, he's been kind of a picky eater. But as he's gotten older, we have found that his desire to eat has gone down a bit. So we're like, all right, let's church his food up a little bit, right? We started with salmon, beef pieces, and stuff like that, but chicken's pretty economical and very easy to do in the crock pot, and he actively looks forward to eating now, which is a little sad, but also great at the same time.
Yeah, and that thing's been great. They're a little expensive. I think they make 2 sizes. They make a 5-quart and a 7. I think this is
It's an 8 and a 6.
8 and a 6. I'm sorry.
This is the 8.
And I think the 8 was 99 and the 6 was like 79. But
Yeah.
it fits. You know, it'll depend. But like, so our Ranger Tug has the Force 10 2-burner propane stove, and it fits perfectly on the top of the Force 10 stove. So when we're underway, it doesn't matter, even when we're in heavy seas, like
No issues.
It's been on, running the whole time. It doesn't drain the battery. I mean, we don't get any battery drain while we're running because the alternator is.
But the alternator exceeds the draw of.
It does. So it's
pot.
like, I mean, it's been cool. So
Yeah.
that's a winner.
Yeah. Again, a luxury item, but we would absolutely take it with us every single time, mainly because, you know, we can cook with it and it provides really nice leftovers, but the added benefit for supplementing Loki's food and the ease of which we can now do that, I wouldn't give it up.
And it just smells all good in the cockpit while you're
That's true.
underway. It's good.
It's true. All right, next item we're going to talk about, I think this is 20 liters, right? It's got a 20 on it.
6 gallons.
It's 6 gallons?
I think. Yeah, I think it's 6 gallons. I can't remember my liters to gallons.
Yeah. All right, so this is a Camp Zero water storage device. Built kind of similar to like a Yeti, but it wasn't very expensive.
No, I don't even remember how much this was. $60?
I don't know.
But it's like thick-walled.
Yeah, it's thick-walled. It's thick-walled. And the reason we brought it along is we have a 40-gallon freshwater tank, and we use the fresh water to wash our dishes. We do cook with it for like coffee and potable water, like when we're doing pasta, stuff like that, things that come to a boil. But we don't really like to drink our water after it's been sitting in the 40-gallon tank. We've been told that there's kind of a taste. I've never actually drank it because it's always either been heated up. But
we filter all our water before.
Yeah, we do filter our water. Yeah. But what has been really nice about having this on board is, one, it acts as our drinking water, but two, when we're in hot climates, we just open this thing up and we drop a 7-pound bag of ice right down the center. And it's nice and cold water. Pretty much all marinas have ice available, and once it gets, above 75 degrees, it's just something that's pretty refreshing and something that we look forward to, knowing that the water is cold. I think Hannon's getting out the water filter that we use.
Speaking of, since we were talking about it, this is a Camco like water purifier that you would find at any like RV center. You can get them at Walmart too. So when we use marina water, whether it goes in the boat's tank or in the drinking water tank, we filter it. We haven't had any problems with water taste or anything like that.
No issues with water. Yeah.
Anyway, and I think these are like $20. So
yeah, they're surprisingly cheap.
Yeah. So that's been really easy.
Yeah. And when you go to your favorite marinas, you can buy a sticker and you can put your stickers on your cooler, which is a lot of fun.
All right, we'll talk power real quick. So our boat is 110 volt and 30 amp, single 30 amp. Boats that are cruising, either you find different styles depending on how big the boat is and what the requirement is. But in general, it's either a single 30 amp, a dual 30 amp, or a single 50 amp. So before we left, we assumed that most of the pedestals at the marinas would have a 30 amp marine cord. And our boat, when we bought it, came with a smart cord, which has got some technology that protects it from surging. It's a 50-foot, 30 amp smart cord cable cord. And I knew when we got down to Florida, in Key Largo, my buddy, we're going to put our boat at his house for a while, and he didn't have a 30 amp. And so I assumed we'd have a 110, 20 amp cord that we would use while we're there. So we bought a 30 to traditional 20 amp that you'd find in your house converter for that, and then we had a traditional 20 amp shore cord too as well. But what we didn't buy was a 50 amp to 30 amp converter, and we've needed it like 8 times.
Yeah.
So it happens relatively often. So far,
100% of the time, almost.
Yeah. So far, marinas have in general had a loaner for us, but it doesn't always work that way. And sometimes we get in later. We're not checking in because the office is closed. We'll show up and it'll just be a 50 amp outlet on the pedestal, and we'll go without power that night, and then we'll find someone to borrow one from during the day. So we ordered one, and we're going to have a 50 to 30 converter when we get to the house in North Carolina. But it was an oversight on my part. I should have known better. So the one that we bought, we have not used, and the one that we needed, we did not have. The 50 to 30 is pretty expensive. We bought the nicer one. There were some folks who warned us, make sure you don't get a foreign version of this because they could have some trouble with it. So we got the Marinco Eel. It's like $150.
It's pretty sleek. It's like about 18 inches long total, 15 to 18 inches long. It's got kind of like pinchers also. So like you kind of open it up and you can actually feel the connection, and then you pinch it again and you can feel it break too. Yeah. And it's not a pigtail. It's just a single connection.
Yep.
Because a lot of the ones that we've been using on loaner have been pigtails
which works
fine. Yeah. It's a little clumpy.
Yeah. So I would say luxury or not yet needed, and a 50 to 30 if you have a 30 amp boat is essential. And if you have a 50 amp boat, I think you probably need to have twin 30s because there's some pedestals you're going to go to that only have 30 amps. So oversight on my part, and
but now corrected.
we're going to fix it with money in Amazon. Yep.
Next item we're going to talk about is, we're not going to physically show, but we're going to explain what we did and why we did it. And that is, we went to the bank and we ordered a strap of $5 bills. So that is $500 worth of $5 bills. And that is for tipping. So when you show up to a marina, right, and you have the dock hands who are helping you get into your slip, or they're going above and beyond because they're helping you with fuel and helping with a pump out, and then bringing you to the slip, they deserve some money in the form of a tip. And we figured it would be way easier to invest in a chunk of money up front. We have it on hand in the boat, and that way whenever we show up to a marina, we can just go grab it out of the little folder that we keep it in.
I never have 5s when I want them.
No.
So
it's
now
always
we do.
20s. You always have 20s, right?
Now we do.
Yeah. And we also got, I think,
Got $100
in
worth of
ones, too.
We did.
We got $100 worth of ones. That was also for tipping, just because sometimes, if dock hands are only helping you tie up to the slip, or they're just handling the rope just a little bit because, your spouse is assisting also, you just give them like $1 or $2. And then my grandma got you $50 worth of $2 bills, which was a really sweet gift. And we're using those for tipping too, and those are for the kids who we figure have never seen $2 bills before.
They look at you kind of funny, like, is this Monopoly money?
It's real. It's real. I promise, it's real. And then the other chunk of money that we did is $100 worth of quarters, and that is because of laundry. Pretty much all, I would say 95% of marinas have laundry facilities.
Yeah.
I think the only one was Chattanooga that didn't have a laundry facility that we've encountered.
Yep.
And they range from $2 to $1 to sometimes free, but typically they're like $1.50, and they're usually $1.50 to wash and $1.50 to dry. Sometimes it'll be like $1.50 to wash, and then maybe the dryer will be free, or vice versa. But again, kind of an annoying thing to have to go and do when you're on the water, to like go find somewhere to get a bunch of quarters. Again, figured we'd invest up front in $100 worth. That way it's not a problem that we have to deal with for quite a few months. I don't know what we're at right now, but I don't think we're anywhere close to.
I think we're probably on target.
Probably on target, yeah.
And I tell you, I think, so quarters essential if you don't have a washing machine on your boat. And the tipping is obviously, I guess it's not essential, but I wouldn't feel right not having the ability to tip when we want to. All right, the last gear topic for today will be lines and fenders. We'll talk lines first, and then we'll talk fenders. So we bought 3 different shapes and/or lengths of lines. We have on the boat some 15-foot, half-inch braided lines. We have 25-foot, half-inch braided lines. And we have 25-foot, 5/8-inch braided lines. If we had to do it all over again, we would have only one size, and that would be a 25-foot, half-inch braided lines. So this is a 15-foot, half-inch. It's a little short, and quite honestly, there isn't really a need, I don't think, to have one this short, because 25 footers, when we need it a little bit longer, will be good. And one of our friends taught us how to do the real cool like braided rope,
Old daisy chain
style thing. So now we don't have extra rope just laying around. We work coil in it to try to be cool, but the daisy chain's pretty neat. So 25 foot is good. Sometimes the 15 footers are a little short if you're going to come off the bow and tie it to a long cleat or something like that. So 25 foot would have been good. And then the 5/8 for our boat is generally too large for the cleats. It's definitely too large for the swim platform cleat. You can't even get it in you can't even feed it through the little hole. And then on the other cleats along the side of the boat, it just takes up too much room. You can't get enough wraps around it if you're gonna tie two lines on there. You just can't do it. And also, it's kind of unnecessary, to be honest with you. So our boat, fully loaded fuel, 3 bodies including Loki, is 9,000 pounds max. And we don't need rope this heavy. And the light rope is much easier to throw. It's much easier to move around. And so that's what we would go to in the future. So currently, I think we have a total of 6 ropes.
Which is appropriate.
6 is good, but it would be all 6 would be 25-foot half-inch ropes. And I think we'd go black as well, right?
So
I mean, we got like the fancy colors.
These pretty white and tan ones were very attractive to us because our boat is tan in color. And we're like, ooh, let's get those. But something happens to them when the sun hits. And
I think it's a brand. It must be
it
a
might
brand
be a brand thing. I don't know. But like, they're very stiff. All the black ones just flop around real easy and they're great to use.
Yeah.
So we'd go all black.
Yeah, we would.
Yeah.
Okay, fenders. So we have 2 types or 2 shapes of fenders, of which, and a total of 3 sizes, I guess. Our main fender is a polyform G5 cylinder, I guess you would call it. They're all black. We have 4 of these. These came with our boat. So buy a new boat, I guess, get four fenders for free.
It's a good deal. It's a good deal.
I don't want to do the cost analysis on that.
That eats into the profit for those boat companies.
These are the right size for our boat, and we use them mostly in the vertical position, but the horizontal position every now and then as well. When we're in a lock, the vertical position is fine. We've watched the bigger boats struggle a little in the locks, especially if the lock pool fills and the pool is pushing the boat against the side. It's a lot of friction on them for the bigger boats.
Drags up the wall.
Yeah, but for us, it's almost like the boat just kind of bounces a little along, and it is, from what we've seen, our little boat is much easier to manage in the locks than a big boat. So, if you have a big boat, the fender conversation is completely different. We've seen boats with giant fenders. Couples are pushing off the walls with their hands and with the boat poles. Ours is definitely, it's
very
it's
manageable.
easier.
Yeah.
It's easier.
And the boat came with 4. We only took 3. So
Yeah.
we are not using 4 cylinders. We're using a total of 3 cylinders.
Yep.
And only the 3 cylinders are being deployed during the locking system. When we're at marinas, typically we're only using 2.
Yep. Yeah, and then the 4th one that we have is a polyform A2. I guess you call it
It's the size.
sphere.
A2 is the size.
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
a teardrop.
Yeah. So they make them. I think they go A0 to like A7. A7 is like it's like giant. So this is an A2, and that goes. So when we're locking, we have the 3 cylinder fenders on the stern, on the midship aft cleat, and the midship forward cleat, and then this one goes more towards the bow. And it's shaped this way because of the curve of the boat. You kind of put it towards the curve of the boat, and it gives it more of a straight contact surface for the boat to rest, so that it doesn't want to move to port and to starboard when you're on the lock. This is the right size for our boat for the locks. We also got this guy, an A1. We've never used it. It's too small. I don't know what we would use it. Maybe
He's an emergency.
maybe just in case something happened to the other ones. But the A2, the single A2, and the 3 G5s have worked great. And people get they make the little covers. It's like a cloth cover on
It's like
it.
a neoprene almost cloth.
Yeah, and I
cover,
think
yeah.
it helps not scratch their boats. The bottom line for us is there's just not that much force for our boat against the wall or against a pier or a dock.
No.
And so we haven't needed it. And it gets it'll get scummy and dirty as well. So we just haven't gotten it. And then all of these fenders are connected with a 6-foot rope. So you can find these at most marinas or Walmart. This is 6 foot.
It's close.
I can't measure that far. They got a loop on one side, and you just feed it through the loop. These are also 1/2 inch, and that works well. Certainly, our boat's kind of lower to the water line. We don't need anything longer than 6. I think we'd probably, if they made a 4 foot, we could probably use a 4-foot line.
Yeah.
For all except for maybe that guy, because it hangs down a little bit more.
Yeah. And we only need one. There's not really a need, unless you want like an emergency backup one, which you could.
You mean for the spheres?
The A2 spheres.
Yeah, I think one A2 sphere, 3 of the cylinder,
Yeah.
the black cylinder, G5s. And then we did bring a little a pump,
Handheld
needle.
pump, yeah.
Yeah, because they've got a little piece in them to blow them up, but we haven't had to use any of that yet.
No,
you
no.
know?
And like, so like if you wanted to get two A2s, you could, you'd have one inflated, you could keep one deflated just in case, you know, for emergency purposes. But if you're locking up to the wall, you only need one. If for some reason you're having folks raft off you in the lock, then they have their fenders deployed on your port or starboard side, on the opposite side. So there's never really a need to have fenders on both sides that we've encountered yet.
A lot of the bigger boats, when they're coming up to a lock, if they're not sure which side they're going to lock up to, they deploy fenders on both sides. And I think that's because it takes more energy and effort,
time consuming,
to move around the bigger boats and to set things. For us, I mean, I think in the last video you probably saw, we thought we were going to starboard. We came in and they asked us to move to port, and you know, Mackenzie was captain. I just walked around and
scurry around,
moved it from starboard to port, and it took 20 seconds, and it didn't matter. So we'll save the space. All of these fenders fit in our basement in the cockpit, but if we were to double the amount of them, they would not fit. And I think
you don't need to.
Yeah. So I just don't think we have not encountered a reason yet to have two sets of fenders. And if you are rafting, not only did the other boats usually have, the bigger boats have two sets of fenders anyway. We're almost always the smallest boat, and the etiquette is the rafting size goes from against the wall out is biggest to smallest. Mm-hmm. So the chances of us as usually the smallest boat, having to put somebody on our starboard is really low. We had it once.
Yeah,
we did it
but
once,
again, it's that boat's responsibility to have their own fenders.
Yeah, and then
right?
they don't need fenders on the outside because they are the outside boat.
Yeah.
So I think we've got the right setup now. I think we could, we probably need to maybe update our lines at some point, but that's it. So 6 25-foot half-inch braided lines.
Black.
For us, black. And then 3, if you go with Polyform. TaylorMade's another brand, so they do their sizing different, but they're about the same price and they're about the same quality. But the Polyform G5 cylinders, and then 1 Polyform A2 gets it done for us.
A2.
A2. A2.
Yeah. Well, thank you for watching. We tried to tailor this gear video to things that are kind of outside the box, more like niche items that you wouldn't necessarily think about. So we did not include a lot of kitchen stuff. We didn't include, bedroom items, bathroom items, maintenance-related items. If you would like for us to expound upon more regarding those categories, drop a comment in the section below. Or if you want a whole video dedicated to what we are carrying, as far as maintenance is concerned, we can do that.
It'd be a short video.
It'd be a short video. Just a lot of shear pins for the bow thruster. But thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.